Hey gang, today we're going to do a simple voice leading exercise I hope you find very useful and helpful. We're going to do it over a simple blues, but we're going to do it Western swing style. So we're not so worried about the articulation of our notes. Western swing style blues is just basically a blues with Western swing style chords in it, and we'll show you what those are in just a second. Now the whole exercise is geared toward helping you play more to the music, more to the harmony, than if you just kind of wailed on a scale. And what it does is it gives you, what we're going to do is we're going to learn a pattern for each of the chords that we've got, and we'll play very deliberately over those chords. And then what that's going to do is really unlock our ear to really hear all of those chords, all the different notes, and eventually we won't really even need the scales so much, or the arpeggios, or whatever we're going to call them, the patterns. And we'll just more play by ear. But it takes a while to get there. The other thing that this is going to help you do is, if you watch some people, when they play over one chord, they'll play here, and they'll move the pattern, and they'll play in a different position, then they'll move back. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is play notes that are very close to each other, so that when we go from one chord to another, maybe we just have to shift over one key note, and we're in the pocket of the next chord. That's going to make you sound really, your play really sort of organic, and it's going to make it sound good to the audience and to the listener as well. So that's what we're going to do. Let's first go over the chord progression. Okay, I'm going to play along and name the chords as we go through it. Okay, it's in A, so we're going to start out with an A sixth. Here we go. A sixth. A7. Now to the 4, D7. Back to the 1, A6. To the 5, E7. To the 1, turn around. To the 5. It just repeats. Okay? So that's the chord progression. So first things first, we're going to learn the patterns, and I'm going to play them for you in just a second. And then what we'll do is we'll go over the exercise and then show you how to improvise over it. Okay? So here are the patterns right here. All right, let's learn our patterns now. They're pretty simple, and they're kind of a blend of like an arpeggio and a pentatonic scale. So some in fact are the pentatonic scale. But anyway, let's play over the A chord right here. Okay, so I'm up here on the 5th fret. This is the 5th fret right here. And so we're going to play the pattern for the A chord. Here we go, the A chord, starting on the 6th string, 5th fret. And come down. That's the A chord. Now for the for the D7, we're going to play something that kind of mimics the shape of the D7. We're going to start here on the 5th string, 5th fret. That's a D. Here we go. All right. So there we go. We can also add in this note right here, which fits in the A pattern. That sounds good. This makes it a little more scaly play, but sounds good. Let me play that whole thing. All right. And that's, of course, based off of this chord. And then finally, the one based off of the E7, which is this chord. Here's the root right here. 5th string, 7th fret. Here we go. All right. There we go with that one. Of course, we can play the same as the D pattern, just 2 frets up, and that works okay too, but there is a bit of shifting that will have to go on in order to do that. Now, now, learn the patterns really well, but when we improvise, all we really have to know is the outline of those patterns, and we can play any chromatic note in between those patterns that we want, as long as we end up on a strong beat on the notes of one of those patterns. So for example, over that D pattern, which is this, I can play any note in between. So I can literally play something like this. And you'll note that all those in-between notes, as long as I can make them fit as just passing notes in the song, it's going to be okay as long as I don't overuse that. Sounds good, right? Okay, so let's learn those patterns and then we'll be on for the exercise. Okay, so now that we have the patterns under our belts, what we're going to do is we're going to play the exercise. And the exercise is simply this. We're going to play over the progression, and we're going to play very slowly, and we're going to play our patterns, but we're going to play our patterns. So when the A is there, we're going to play our A pattern. When the D7 is there, we're going to play our D7 pattern, and so forth. But here's the kicker. We're not going to start from the start of the pattern, okay? We're going to start from wherever we are in the middle of the other pattern for the other chord when it switches. Okay, let me demo what I'm talking about. It's very, very slow, and it's really going to help your ear and your fingers kind of work in coordination and move into the right place. And you know, sometimes you'll be a little bit wrong, and sometimes it won't matter, and sometimes it will. But you figure it out over time, and that's the key thing. All right, so here we go. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to play very, very slowly the first time here. Okay, so here we go. Okay, now the A pattern. One more time. Okay, so I think you get the idea. We're playing over the chords and being very deliberate about it, indeed, okay? So once you get that, once you really can play it slowly, speed it up a little bit so you get a little more permutation. So we're going to do that. We're going to try and speed it up a little bit, maybe play twice as fast as that. Okay, so here we go. Let's try it again. Bum. Okay. Okay, so once you get that, obviously you're just kind of speeding up a little bit. After that, you can try and do different permutations if you want when you get comfortable with it, and eventually, of course, you can try putting in, you can make it swing a little bit. So let's try and make it swing just a little bit, okay? So we'll try and do that. That was pretty boring to do that, so you get kind of tired of it. So we'll try and make it swing. then you're really actually soloing, right? Because, well, you're playing the music again. And it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long to get your fingers kind of used to it. And it really does sound a heck of a lot better than if you just kind of pick a scale like the A major pentatonic. You can play the A major pentatonic and it would work fine. It would sound okay. But this really sounds better. You're playing the notes of the chords, and you'll even start to hear that A7 and start to play that G over time instead of just the A major pattern. You won't even have to learn a new pattern. You'll just start to get it. Okay? So you can take those patterns, put them wherever you want. All right, gang, let's leave you with just a little bit of improvisation to end this one up. We'll see you on down the road.